Um, hmm. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put down. Yeah, I'm gonna put down a swamp. I'm gonna spend Liliana's -2 in order to have you sacrifice Tolerant Sky Summoner.
Oh, so you're actually chumping Liliana. Interesting. Liliana. Because
Yep.
you're going to play another one?
No,
Oh.
I'm going to spend
Oh,
5
Jesus.
mana to cast
Christ.
Unburial Rites
God damn it. Yep. And
for
then
Sovereign
you
of
got
the
the
Lost
arrogant
Alara.
who does not attack this turn because it still has summoning sickness. Whew. Okay. Let's roll up our sleeves, gentlemen. No, we don't have 20 life because we love each other. We have 20 life because we're about to make it disappear. Well, I don't have the mana to do that. Let me see here. I do have that as an option, but then I would be out of juice, which I need the juice. I'm going to pay 2 for a Snapcaster Mage.
All right. What are you gonna bounce back?
Target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard gains flashback until end of turn, and the flashback cost is equal to its mana cost. I'm going to select the Faithless Looting card, so all I have to do is pay 1 instead of 3 in order to draw 2 and discard 2.
And then it gets exiled still.
Discarding a Terramorphic Expanse and a Mystic Retrieval. It does exile the Faithless Looting because that is the effect of flashback. And I have a 2-1 to block with. So, I mean, I'm still going to lose because you're going to make me sacrifice either the mana or the creatures I need in order to stay alive because I can no longer keep also a Desolate Lighthouse.
Alright, I'm going to put down another island, and then I'm going to spend 5.
Uh-huh. And play another Unburial Rites.
Play another Unburial Rites.
So you get to put 2 Eldrazi conscription cards on the attacking Sovereigns of Alara, which I'm just going to eat because I'm all set with the game when I'm up against Annihilator 4. Well, I mean, you could do it.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
I'm not going to concede. I mean, we're here. We're doing this in order to.
Attached.
No, I mean, I wasn't about to hit the concede button. Oh, but how I ever hit that concede button in moments like this? I'm just gonna. I mean, I die because it's got super trample.
Yeah, it's got super trample and 26-26, 26-27.
So this is my board at the end of the game. I'm less than down to 4
again,
permanents.
you still don't actually sacrifice permanents, okay? Because I have to be attacking before Annihilator triggers.
Okay, then in that case, would elect to not put my lands back, owing that I am going to show, 0 or less life because your creature does still have trample during the battle step. So that's the game. GG.
GG, Mr. Cloud.
1 turn away from getting an extra turn. But, yeah, I kind of had a feeling that the Ultimate Masters, as it has many powerful cards, would equip my opponent to kick my ass. So there you go. It seems that even in
there
losing,
is
there is
specifically one card in my deck that I did not get to show off. Would you mind if I get to show it off to our viewers?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I got a bunch of cards that people would like to see. I mean, for God's sake, the longest game only lasted like 8 turns. Yeah, I have a shitload of cards that didn't see the light of day.
But yeah, this is the only card in my deck that they didn't get to see because you actually are running Treasure Cruise as well. So, ooh, Platinum Empyrean. I like. All right, as a set. As a set on its own, I don't actually like Ultimate Masters. I managed to get the nuts when we did this particular match, but that was after like a week and a half of failing to build this damn thing. The Boggles deck is almost in Ultimate Masters in its entirety, to the point where I think one of the only big things that's missing from it is one of the green Umbras, and I forget which one it is. I think it's the Snake one. But, yeah, like, Ultimate Masters as a set on its own is not actually all that good of a set. It is a great reprint set, though. It's also dramatically too expensive for what it is. A majority of the reprints that are in Ultimate Masters are cheaper in their original sets. That said, you can do worse than farming Ultimate Masters when it comes to looking for specific things. I mean,
you could do a lot worse.
I honestly think that your deck is a lot more fun to play. Oh, look, there's Double Cleave. Cloud's lost to me using that against him before.
Well, man, I just, once again, Gerdak, congratulations on winning the set on the set exploration matchup by a 2-1 margin. I just wanted to demonstrate as a point of evidentiary basis that this is a spotlight kind of simulation of what we saw, which is a lot of shadow on my side of the board, but lots of light with a couple cards in Gerdak's possession.
What do we think about Vexing Devil?
The cards that are not present are the cards that actually won these games.
Yeah. So what do we think about Vexing Devil? I actually think that Vexing Devil is a really, really cool critter, but it's almost always better for your opponent to take that bolt to the face rather than keep Vexing Devil on the field.
Yeah, that is the answer to the conundrum, is just don't give him a chance to start running over your creatures, because then the 4 damage you didn't take during turn 1 becomes the 8 or 12 or 16 damage coming at you in the subsequent 4 turns.
Do you have any method of cheating out Platinum Empyreon?
No. I mean, I was running... I ran lots of lands, so I knew that at least at some point, that is if the game wasn't over by turn 5 because of a certain little exploit that you got going with your deck. Bravo, by the way. That I would have had enough time to at least cast the Platinum Empyrean, which I'm only running at 1.
Okay.
However, I realized that by putting the Platinum Empyrean on the battlefield, that I am basically indestructible, because all I have to do is just accept every attack, and as long as he's on the board, I cannot die.
And then I annihilate over him twice.
Right, the Annihilator. Well, I was running the Eldrazi Conscription because, one of those Heart of the Guards kinds of games would have definitely involved this had I gotten it, given a trample and so forth. Also, in the Double Cleave going into an Eldrazi Conscription would also end the game pretty quickly. Blast of Genius, on the other hand, well, I wanted to run this card, of course, because this is the only multicolored card in my set, besides, of course, the Double Cleave Interactive Shred Freak I only put in because they accept red mana. But this card can, let's say I actually went into the... Let's say I actually discarded like a fucking Converted Mana cost 8 card for the Genius. I just dealt 8 damage to you.
Mm-hmm. The combo that we were talking about... like a week ago, was Blast of Genius into Emrakul.
Yep. I'm not running Emrakul, no.
Oh.
Well, because the only point to having Emrakul in the deck would have been to get the Blast of Genius combo off. However, I would have had to wait until turn fucking 6 or later in order to make that happen. But, I mean, that's about all I have to say about the deck matchups. For the set overall, it is a showcase, an exhibition of power, a kind of show and muscle of what it takes to be the master. I think that they chose, especially because it is a master type set, which is a different genre of set other than expansion. That, the cards over here are supposed to be stupidly powerful. They're also stupidly expensive.
Yeah. That doesn't mean that they work together. It just means that they're stupidly powerful and expensive.
Like, you can look at this card and say, yeah, I could see myself winning a game with this.
Yeah, I personally really like Double Cleave for that.
Because you've killed me with Double Cleave.
I have done that. Is there anything in this set that you think is clearly missing?
Well, I don't think there are any... I'm going to do a little text search real quick, just to be sure as to how many different ways this set allows you to win the game. So I'm just going to search up the terms, win the game.
I don't
think yes, the Laboratory Maniac.
Yeah, it's got Lab Maniac in it, but like that's self-mill, and there's no other self-mill in the set.
If you would draw a card while your library has no cards in it, you win the game instead.
Yeah.
Although there are abilities that allow you to exile your entire library.
That's
such
Leveler.
purposes.
And Leveler is not in this set because Leveler is a terrible card. Can you check before we head out? Can you check to see if Birds of Paradise is here?
Birds of Paradise is here. I don't even have to check for that. Actually, no, is it? I'm going to... Well, I mean, it might be Old Hat. And, yeah, Birds of Paradise actually is not present. However, if I'm not mistaken, the Llanowar Elves are here.
Yeah, Llanowar or Elvish
through.
Mystic are here, most certainly. But Bird of Paradise is better than those.
No, Llanowar Elves is... All right, how about Elvish Mystic? Are any of the early game rant cards here? Well, I mean, dadgummit, there's no Elvish Mystic either.
Wow. Huh.
All right. Well, let me see if I just text search add. Okay. A lot of
there is some ramp in
the
in this set.
Devoted Druid.
Yeah, you get Devoted Druid at the very least, but he's a 2-drop, so no.
Well, yeah, but he has add 2 if you put a -1/-1 counter on him, so you untap.
Yeah, but you can only do that once unless you get Solemnity out, and that requires you to run the Solemnity version. And the Solemnity version doesn't actually get big critters; it gets lots of mid-range critters like centaurs.
Wait, but I thought that if you can't pay the cost, then you can't legally get the ability.
Let me think.
Because putting a -1/-1 counter on the Druid is a cost, not part of the effect.
Oh, do you get the mana after you pay that cost?
Well, but putting the -1/-1 counter on it only untaps it, and then you tap it for a green.
Yeah, but he's a 0/2.
It is a 0/2.
So you do get it the first time, and then Solemnity makes it so that you can do it over and over again because your critters can no longer get -1/-1 counters.
Well, we're going to have to agree to disagree on that because of the whole, cost effect thing. They're also on the subject of ramp cards is the Noble Hierarch, and which is a very ironic choice for a set that honestly does not use that many multicolored cards unless maybe I was just looking in the wrong places. Probably looking on the wrong places.
Most of the better cards in this, most of the more iconic cards in this, rather, are the Eldrazi and colorless stuff. Despite the fact that the artifacts in this set are not honestly all that worth looking at, there are some interesting artifacts in here. Like there's the 3 mana vault. There's Mana Vault itself. There are interesting artifacts in here, certainly, but I didn't bother to run any of them. But this has been us exploring Ultimate Masters. Tune in next time for our Magic the Gathering set explorations, where I get to pick out the next set. I'm not picking Adventures in the Forgotten Realms because that just came out, and I'm still confused about how the hell the dungeon mechanic actually works. So
that is funny.
All right, everyone, be safe.
Bye bye.